Okay. Again, good morning, welcome. Thank you for joining the Farmers Market Initiative informational webinar. My name is Stephanie Carrillo from the Public Health Institute, Center for Wellness and Nutrition. And before we get started, I'd like to go over some general housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded. Attendees who participate with their camera on, use a profile image and/or unmute during the webinar are consenting to have those elements recorded. We will be posting the recording on the CalFresh Healthy Living website. Our team will use the chat box and encourage you all to submit your questions there. If you have any additional questions after today's webinar, please reach out to the CFHL support at dss.ca.gov inbox. And at this time, I will turn it over to Lourdes Robles, Staff Services Manager at the CalFresh Healthy Living Program at the California Department of Social Services.
Thanks, Stephanie. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lourdes Robles, and I am one of the program managers of the CalFresh Healthy Living Program at the California Department of Social Services. I just want to thank everyone on behalf of CDSS for attending this webinar today. Next slide, please. So I just wanted to give a brief background of the origins of the Farmers Market Initiative. This initiative and the Get More at the Farmers Market campaign was first launched in 2018 under the guidance of the State Nutrition Action Council, also known as SNAP, which is a coalition of representatives from state agencies and nonprofits that implement USDA nutrition programs. SNAP focused its efforts on increasing CalFresh Healthy Living eligible shoppers' utilization of their food and nutrition program benefits at local farmers market. So at first, Farmers Market Initiative was launched in 4 counties at 11 farmers markets. The campaign promoted these markets as well as other programs that help CalFresh Healthy Living eligible Californians magnify their buying power at participating markets. In 2019, the initiative expanded into 2 additional counties for a total of 6 counties and at 19 markets in both rural and urban locations that had a high concentration of CalFresh participants. The CalFresh Healthy Living and Navigator model was introduced that year as well to provide support to shoppers by distributing materials, promoting accepted food and nutrition program benefits, as well as providing information on how to use food and nutrition program benefits and providing interactive nutrition and health education activities on site at the markets. Of course, the pandemic necessitated some changes to the program from 2020 and 2021 with adaptations to ensure the health and safety of program participants. In 2022, SNAP passed the torch to CalFresh Healthy Living, which will continue to support the Farmers Market Initiative so that CalFresh participants can purchase healthy seasonal fruits and vegetables at their local farmers market, as well as learn about additional activities and resources that promote healthy eating and encourage an active lifestyle. So this is just some information on the background. And now I'll turn things over to the technical assistance teams for the remainder of the webinar.
Great, thank you, Lourdes. We are so happy to be here and excited to share more about the Farmers Market Initiative, which you may hear us reference as FMI throughout the presentation today. So I'd like to introduce the FMI Technical Assistance Team from the Center for Wellness and Nutrition. So we support CDSS CalFresh Healthy Living to provide technical assistance for the initiative. Again, my name is Stephanie Carrillo, and I'm the program lead for the Farmers Market Initiative. I am joined today by my colleagues. We have Amber Martin. She is the Communications Project Manager. For FMI, we have Emily McClintock. She is a Research and Evaluation Lead. And Sophia Monterosa Noyes is our health educator and a Farmers Market Navigator for the project. We also have Jill Scott, who does an amazing job supporting us in the background and who is running our presentation today. Next slide, please. Thank you, Jill. So today's agenda includes an overview of the 2023 Farmers Market Initiative. We will briefly review how it aligns with the integrated work plan. Following that, we'll review the promotional resources and social media, go over Farmers Market Navigator best practices at the market, review FMI evaluation. We'll have some time for Q&A, and then we'll wrap up and adjourn. Next slide, please. And one more. Thank you. And so as Lourdes mentioned, SNAC passed the torch to CalFresh Healthy Living, who will now continue to support FMI for statewide implementation. So you might be asking yourself, why should I implement the Farmers Market Initiative? For one, many CalFresh participants do not shop at farmers markets and may have not heard of Market Match. FMI promotes farmers markets as a great place to shop, and it encourages CalFresh eligible shoppers to get more at markets by stretching their food dollars and maximizing their buying power. So with Market Match, shoppers can use their CalFresh benefits and receive a matching dollar amount to spend on fruits and vegetables. The initiative also promotes programs that help CalFresh eligible shoppers increase their buying power, such as WIC and Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program vouchers, as well as the WIC fruit and vegetable monthly benefits. FMI supports the health of CalFresh shoppers by providing activities and resources that promote healthy eating and active lifestyles. It also supports local farmers and the economy. And is an opportunity to promote social connectivity and connect with the community. Farmers markets brings people together to interact and to have positive experiences. Next slide. So the goal of FMI has been to help support farmers and CalFresh eligible shoppers to maximize their purchasing power for fresh California grown produce and to see continued increase in redemption rates of CalFresh and Market Match. And this here is a review and a visual of the background Lourdes provided earlier. So I won't spend too much time here, but you can just see the growth and the expansion of the initiative that began in 2018 under SNAC in 4 counties and 11 markets. And then in 2019, we were able to expand into additional counties and markets, as well as introduce the Farmers Market Navigator. And then in 2020, we adapted to COVID and then saw an increase in Navigator supporting the markets in 2021. And in 2022, CalFresh Healthy Living is now supporting the initiative for a statewide implementation. And so I'd like to share some long-standing successes of the initiative. So over the years, FMI has seen an increased partnership between state agencies, local programs, and farmers markets. We've seen a widespread distribution of materials, increased awareness of benefit program, and Food Navigator market sites continue to show higher redemption rates. And so since the start of the initiative in 2018, FMI has been launched in 10 counties across California with an emphasis on the Central Valley. And you can see the counties listed there that participated as part of the SNAC initiative. 41 markets have participated in the initiative and been promoted through the campaign materials. And 6 counties have launched a CalFresh Healthy Living Food Navigator, which we're also calling the Farmers Market Navigator, providing support to shoppers and offering nutrition education opportunities at the markets. And so criteria we've used to select the markets are listed here. You may want to consider these as you do your own assessment within your counties. And so we selected markets that accept CalFresh, Market Match, and WIC Farmers Market Nutrition Program vouchers. All markets are not accepting WIC EBT at this time, so we did not require the WIC monthly vouchers. For a more coordinated approach, we selected markets where SNAP partners were providing services in their region and where local partners were interested in the initiative. We selected markets to operate at least one weekday and demonstrated a high need based on density of SNAP-ed populations to make sure we were reaching our intended audience. And we selected new markets that had enough CalFresh redemption to warrant additional support and outreach. And so just a snapshot of the counties that participated in federal fiscal year 2022. Those are listed here. And some general information about the initiative include the availability of campaign materials and resources. You all will have access to promotional marketing materials and a campaign guide. Office hours will be available to provide technical assistance and support. If you have any questions about the initiative, we invite you to join the scheduled office hours, where our team will be available to answer your questions, provide resources and tools. And FMI generally runs through the summer season, so July through September. This slide here illustrates where in the integrated work plan farmers market work is housed. So it exists in the shop domain with the PSC setting farmers market and strategy increasing access to and utilization of farmers markets. So you may already have farmers market identified in your IWP, and you may be interested in implementing FMI this year. Some activities that can align with FMI and the Farmers Market Navigator include providing direct or indirect education at markets, sharing and promoting food resources such as CalFresh and Market Match, offering tastings, food demos, distributing recipe cards, nutrition education materials, including our Rethink Your Drink and Healthy Snack Day materials, as well as offering farmers market field trips to students from local schools that are participating in the CalFresh Healthy Living program. So I'll now hand it over to Amber, who will go over the promotional resources.
Thanks, Stephanie. Next slide, please. So now that we've established the overall campaign objectives and goals, we'll move into the details of implementing the campaign effectively through the use of promotional tools and social media channels. Next slide, please. Okay, so there are various ways for your agency to participate in the implementation and promotion of the Farmers Market Initiative, allowing customization based on your agency's unique circumstances. Factors such as agency size, staffing, funding, and partner relationships should be considered when determining the best approach to engage with the campaign. So here you'll see brief examples of each level of engagement. So level 1 requires the distribution and display of promotional materials like posters and brochures in county offices. Level 2 expands on level 1 by also posting campaign promotions on county social media sites, distributing resources to partners, and sending direct mailings to clients' addresses on file. Level 3 builds upon level 1 and 2 activities by conducting educational activities in collaboration with partners, such as hosting workshops, cooking demonstrations, or informational sessions at farmers markets and/or community centers. Again, the key is to customize your agency's involvement in collaboration with other agencies, ensuring that the workload is distributed effectively. By coordinating efforts and sharing responsibilities, agencies can collectively achieve level 3 activities without placing undue burden on any single organization. Next slide, please. To ensure a successful campaign, it is crucial to generate awareness and enthusiasm through effective promotion and outreach strategies. Our team has developed a diverse range of materials tailored to support CalFresh eligible shoppers in maximizing their food and nutrition program benefits at local farmers markets. These materials, available in both English and Spanish, include trifold brochures, posters, customizable flyers and postcards, and engaging social media posts. Next slide, please. For targeted outreach, we offer postcards that can be sent directly to clients or handed out at community sites, agency offices, food banks, or food pantries. These convenient resources serve as a reminder and prompts for individuals to engage with the campaign and to take advantage of available benefits. To reinforce campaign messages and guide shoppers, we also offer vibrant posters that highlight worthy access benefits at farmers markets. These posters are intended for display at farmers markets themselves, as well as in lobbies and other community locations. Our one-page flyers provide specific information about farmers market locations, dates, and times where CalFresh shoppers can use their benefits. These flyers can be customized for each county, including details about any educational activities taking place. Distributing these flyers to partners and eligible participants at agency offices and public aid centers, and including them in CalFresh enrollment packets, helps ensure easy access to vital information. The trifold brochures contain helpful instructions on utilizing benefits. These brochures can be distributed directly to your partners and eligible participants at implementing agency offices, public aid offices, food banks, schools, and various community sites. Again, all materials are available in English and Spanish and may be downloaded via the CalFresh Healthy Living website. Next slide, please. So if you've been involved in the Farmers Market Initiative in previous years, you're likely familiar with our process of shipping starter kits to lead agencies for distribution within their county. This year, we've streamlined the process to enhance accessibility. So starting this year, all campaign materials will be available exclusively online for download. This decision enables us to provide you all with instant access to the materials and eliminates the need for physical shipments. To access the materials, please visit the partners page of the CalFresh Healthy Living website. There are two simple ways to reach the page. You can either go directly to calfreshhealthyliving.org and click on the Partners tab at the top of the page, or you can enter calfreshhealthyliving.org \partners directly into your browser. By transitioning to an online distributing model, we aim to provide you all with greater flexibility and ease of use. Next slide, please. So here is the partners page where resources and training materials for state and local implementing agencies are posted for use. The Get More at the Farmers Market materials is housed here with the arrow pointing to its location on the page. So within this folder, you'll find the Get More at the Farmers Market campaign guide, all promotional tools discussed earlier, such as the postcards, flyers, brochures, and social media postings. You'll also find instructions on how to customize your materials. If you have any questions or require assistance during the customization and implementation process, we do encourage you to reach out to our dedicated support team. Again, you can contact us at cfhlsupport@dss.ca.gov, and our team will be readily available to provide guidance, answer any questions you may have, and offer support. Next slide, please. So social media platforms offer a powerful tool for promoting the campaign. Through compelling posts and updates, you can build anticipation before the campaign, generate engagement and participation during the campaign, and maintain momentum even after its conclusion. Social networking sites such as Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram can be ways your clients can access healthy recipes, exercise tips, and short healthy cooking videos. The sample media posts provided in the campaign guide can be customized to meet your agency and community needs and to highlight specific markets in your area by including the day, time, and location of local events. Supporting image files and verbiage are also available in the zip file located on the partners page of the CalFresh Healthy Living website. By highlighting success stories, featuring local vendors, and sharing relevant information, we can connect community members to valuable resources and create a sense of excitement around the campaign. So now at this point, I'll turn it over to Sophia to discuss the CalFresh Healthy Living Navigators.
Thank you, Amber. A part of the Farmers Market Initiative, as you all have heard from Stephanie and Amber, is the Food Navigator program. The Navigator is essentially a resource for shoppers at the farmers market. I was a food navigator at different farmers market throughout the Central Valley for the past 3 years. I will be sharing an overview of that and also best practices for the market. Next slide, please, Jill. Great. As Stephanie mentioned earlier, nutrition programs like the CalFresh Healthy Living Navigators program can expand community awareness of local farmers markets and the types of food assistance benefits accepted. CFHL Navigators provide support to shoppers by distributing materials, promoting FNS benefits, providing information on how to use these benefits, explaining market match, and providing interactive nutrition and health education activities on site at the farmers market. The Navigator also collaborates with market managers and vendors to create a welcoming environment for everyone, for the shoppers, and maximizing their food dollars. Essentially, a food navigator hosts, an informational booth and does market activities. We recommend they do weekly check-ins with the market managers to keep that communication open between, the planned activities and whatever the market may be doing. Of course, data collection and throughout the process of, being at the market in the summer. And of course, executing that campaign guide that we'll be sharing with you all in the next few weeks. Next slide, please. So farmers market resources were developed to support the farmers markets. A guide was developed to support you with the implementation strategies, including the social marketing samples to promote the initiative that Amber just went through. The guide explains the initiative and available resources, as well as activities that you can do at the market as a food navigator to promote the use of CalFresh benefits and other benefits as well. Next slide. As always, we encourage you to connect with, to engage and coordinate with partners, as well as connect with your local nutrition education partners. If you don't know who to contact, we can help make those introductions in the counties. You can invite organizations to help promote CalFresh benefits used at the local farmers markets and support those community activities that you might be planning or hosting, working alongside the market manager. Working together with public health agencies and organizations is a great way to share resources and combine expertise that can help community members eat healthy and be active. And so some of these partner agencies are listed on the screen. These include the local Department of Public Health, CalFresh Healthy Living through University of California, Catholic Charities of California, your county area agencies on aging, WIC, the CalFresh Outreach Program, and of course, County Nutrition Action Partners. Next slide, please. Oh, actually, you're already there, Jill. Thank you. Activities at the farmers market that promote the use of CalFresh benefits, market match, WIC checks, and FNMP coupons and engaged shoppers include kicking off the WIC Farmers Market Nutrition season at the market. A lot of markets already distribute the WIC monthly checks at the market since it encourages their clients to come out to the market and shop right there and then while being at the market. And this is a great way to connect with them and encourage them to also use their CalFresh benefits. We also want to engage shoppers in learning about nutrition and the value of choosing locally grown fruits and vegetables. Going back to the level 1, 2, and 3 that Amber previously explained, this would be a great opportunity for participation. This would be the time when you can invite partners to set up information tables with nutrition pamphlets, tips for how to store and use fresh produce, and handouts on how to use the benefits. Of course, if there is already a food navigator at the market, or if you're taking that food navigator role as a partner, then you would be supporting these activities as well. And I see a question coming up on the chat. I'll just address it. Which county did you work as a food navigator in? So I worked in Fresno County, Madera County, and as well as Stockton, which would be, I believe it's the San Joaquin County. But I'll double check on that. But yes, I worked with more of the Central Valley region. Next slide, please. And so there are many practices that make FMI successful, but these are just some of those best practices. We always encourage you to collaborate with partner agencies like WIC and establish connections early in the year, well before the summer, or if it's a year-round market, whenever that planning starts. This allows ample time for planning and community engagement efforts. Another good practice that I always like to encourage is the constant communication with market managers. Maintaining that regular communication with the market manager to coordinate nutrition activities at the market is a good way to keep them engaged, and also for them to promote the activities that you're wanting to do. You can develop a timeline for nutrition education activities to align those with the market schedule. So some markets may have specific days where they do, a peach day. And so you might want to focus your nutrition education around that and just keep it in line with whatever activities they're doing. You should also take the time to familiarize yourself with the market. Take the time to get acquainted with the farmers and vendors at the market. If you're a partner or a food navigator, plan to set up your booth near the market manager table, as this allows for increased visibility and accessibility to those coming into the market and asking for more information on benefits or information about the market itself. We also like to encourage bilingual and bicultural staff as food navigators, include staff members that are bilingual and bicultural to effectively engage diverse demographics within your community and ensure that language accessibility between clients and staff. Last but not least, be aware of weather considerations, be mindful of weather conditions and plan accordingly to, keep your staff safe, make necessary arrangements to accommodate different weather scenarios to ensure a smooth and comfortable experience for both staff and recipients. Finally, I just want to, kind of share this out. A positive and friendly attitude with all shoppers is always great. Farmers markets are all about coming together for a nice afternoon with family while we're at it, and also encourage shoppers to use their benefits. But that comes to the end of my part. I'll now pass it on to Emily so she can explain the evaluation portion of the initiative.
Thanks, Sophia. So hi, everyone. Evaluation person on the call here. Just going to share briefly some ways that you can track your FMI work and some approaches that were used in the past to evaluate farmers market initiatives. Just to clarify, the evaluation approaches shared today are not requirements of the initiative. These are just some approaches that have been used in the past, so that you may find helpful for tracking your own work. Next slide, please. First, some reasons why you may be interested in evaluating the FMI beyond simply reporting is that you can see if this initiative has the same success in your own context and sort of more specifically in the context of where your markets are. You can also identify your specific implementation successes and areas for improvement for any future implementation that you're planning. You'll see at the bottom of the slide here, I also just wanted a link for SNAP Ed Toolkit. I wanted to briefly mention that the Farmers Market Initiative is a part of the SNAP Ed Toolkit. And in there, you can find details on intervention activities, as well as evidence from past evaluations to sort of strengthen the case for implementing FMI. As well as the actual evaluation indicators that were used, the SNAP Ed evaluation indicators that were used to measure the initiative in the past. There is also a list of evaluation tools that have been used to measure the initiative, and you can always feel free to ask our team for those as examples to reference while you're building out your own evaluation plans. Next slide, please. So our approaches in the past have focused on three kind of areas that include measuring the intervention activities, looking at changes in redemption rates of both CalFresh and Market Match, and then also looking at partnerships and sort of the benefits of these partnerships in implementing the FMI. Next slide, please. So we used tracking logs that each site could complete throughout the initiative. This allowed us for easier reporting at the end of the season, as material distribution was tracked by each site and kept on record to be tallied up in total at the end. So sometimes that was market managers that were keeping track of that. Sometimes it was the food navigators on site and other program staff. And so we still have these templates for anyone interested in keeping track this way. Next slide. So just a little bit about the details that go into those tracking logs. In these tracking logs, we captured the number of materials distributed. So that's those postcards, trifold brochures, posters, and I'm missing one that was mentioned, but yeah, so basically we kept track of all of those materials distributed by type. It also captured the number of materials that were distributed digitally. This really ramped up quite a bit during the pandemic. Many implementers started doing a lot more digital outreach for understandable reasons. And so we started tracking those virtual engagements as well using a specific digital tracking log. And then we also tracked social media posts. Amber mentioned some of those pre-written social media posts that help promote the initiative, and also looked at estimated followers per platform. And then something that's not listed on here, but was also tracked in those tracking logs, was the education efforts that Sophia went over that the navigators were doing at the market. So anything like market tours or taste tests, those were all captured in that tracking log as well. And so, as mentioned, tracking this information throughout the FMI season lowers overall burden at the end in sort of backtracking and looking to see, okay, how many materials were distributed here, how many were distributed there. And what it really helps look at is the trends of materials distributed. So by tracking materials at each site and the types that are being distributed, it can help you understand, which types of materials are more appropriate for a particular context. And it can also show you sort of the effectiveness of your campaign and help you plan for the next year. Next slide, please. So for redemption rates, we partnered with the Ecology Center, which I saw some conversations in the chat going on about them. They provided us with Market Match and CalFresh redemption and distribution data. And therefore, we were able to look at that data in the current year and compare it to previous years to see any changes that occurred. In some cases, we also isolated out new markets to look at kind of different trends in increases in that first year of implementation. And then we also in some years compared participating market sales to non-participating markets to better understand overall state trends in CalFresh and market match use compared to markets that were using this campaign approach to really promote their efforts. Next slide. And finally, I mentioned that we measured partnerships in a variety of ways. This included interviews. I think it was in the first year we interviewed market managers, which was an incredibly insightful experience, better understanding the needs of the market and how the FMI campaign was helpful in bringing that clientele into the markets. We also conducted several surveys with partners to understand the value of these connections in implementing the farmers market initiative and the ways that they were able to lean on one another. And finally, we also gathered success stories to share highlights from the field, which was and can be a really effective way for kind of showcasing the successes of this work. Next slide. So finally, as my other colleagues have also extended, our contact information is here and available to you for any questions that you have. And we are available for additional technical assistance. This includes for any evaluation questions that you have. And then I also wanted to touch base with you all on reporting in pairs and let you know that the pairs work group is meeting on this subject in the coming month, and additional guidance on reporting your efforts in pairs is forthcoming and will be shared with you. And so now I will pass it over to Stephanie.
Great, thank you, Emily. And so just some a call to action. If you need additional support, we do encourage you to sign up for the office hours, and we will be following up with the scheduled office hours after this webinar. We also invite you to download the campaign materials and resources from the CalFresh Healthy Living website. And so right now we do have some time for Q&A. So if you'd like to submit your questions in the chat, please do so, and we'll answer the questions as best we can. I was reviewing the chat, and there were some questions that I think might be easier to just talk through. So I'll go through those now. One question here is it possible to receive the list of participating markets? And so the way that it worked under SNAP with the pilot counties, it was a small number of counties. We did have some coordination with the markets, and so those participating markets were already identified, and they met the criteria that we discussed earlier. And so those were how those participating markets were brought into this initiative. So as it is being rolled out statewide, we do ask for the counties that are interested in implementing the initiative to do an assessment of your communities. And so doing some outreach to partners, determining which farmers markets are providing those different FNS programs and benefits, and reaching out to those market managers to discuss the initiative and determine if it's a good fit, and to roll out the initiative in that county along with the varying partners we recommend working with. And I see Nancy, you have your hand up. Are we able to unmute Nancy so she can provide a follow-up to that? If not, Nancy, please feel free to chime into the chat.
All righty, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm the Farmers Market Coordinator for WIC FMP at the state level. So you'll see I had a lot of questions in the chat. I just am curious how we can work at a state level so that I can help support my local agencies who are participating in the WIC Farmers Market Nutrition Program at the county level. And so I that's kind of where a lot of my questions are coming from. And if you could, it'd be interesting to know how we could be involved at a state level as well. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. So I'm glad that you are on this call today. I think, we have partnered with the WIC and the Senior FMNP program. So being able to coordinate with the rollout of those programs has been helpful. And so for any agencies that are interested in implementing the initiative, I think, Nancy, it would be good to be able to provide, a list of counties or guidance on which markets are accepting the FMNP. And I think you may get those requests as counties come together to determine if this is something they'd like to do. And so maybe a good point of contact at the state level is kind of my thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me know where you want me to email. Should I just do the email that's showing on the screen right now?
In terms of dropping in your email, Nancy?
Yes.
Yes, please. If you want to just drop it into the chat, I think that would be, or
well, I'll put it in the chat. That's fine.
And also when we're having our office hours, we can talk through this a little bit more as well. But Nancy, I think I'll reach out to you to kind of talk through this a little bit more in ways that you can support. Thank you for that. Scrolling through the chat and any other questions that are related to markets. I thought I saw something here. Okay, I will just kind of scroll through and read what we haven't addressed and what we are able to address.
Stephanie, I'm not sure if you have access to the Q&A questions. There is one in there. It says, I just want to ask for clarification about market match. If someone shops at farmer's market with $20, they can spend $40, right?
Yes, there is a, they do receive a matching dollar amount up to a daily max. And so it could, some markets match up to more than the $10, some can match up to 15. So it is a dollar for dollar match, if that makes sense.
Just to chime in on that, it really is dependent on the market and what they have with market match. So one market can be $10, as Stephanie said, and they can match those up to 10. As for another market, it could be $15 of CalFresh that they'll match another 15 for a total of 30. So it really just depends on each market.
Thank you, Sophia. Another question from Nancy Vasquez. Can you provide the list of counties in the chat? This information is not beneficial to those where it is not offered. So just maybe a little bit more clarification on the question, Nancy. So farmers market initiative, it can be implemented throughout in counties where there are farmers markets that are accepting the various programs. We discussed market match, WIC, and the farmers market nutrition program. So while we shared earlier in the presentation, a list of counties that had participated under SNAP as a pilot, those were the counties that were participating and may be participating again this year. But if you are interested in implementing it in your county, that would require, determining which markets, are meet the criteria, as well as partners that might be interested in joining in the initiative. I hope I answered that question for you, Nancy. Please feel free to chat in with any additional thoughts. Will the recording and slides be provided? Yes, they will be available on the CFHL website. And there's a question around, is there an option to request printed materials? Color printing is expensive and not within our budget. Thank you for that question. And unfortunately, we are not able to print materials this year. We have done so in the past. Amber had touched upon this. And so being able to provide some downloadable materials that are customizable is the best route. Color, it is great to have in color, not necessary, but I understand your concerns around the cost around printing. And there are maybe some printer vendors out there that might be competitive with their pricing. That is something that we can, look into and share out for you all as well. If that's something that you would like to talk through about in office hours. Looks like this is something that people are already doing in Lassen counties. So thanks for that comment. Questions around food navigators. I'm kind of, how do you know if there is one available? Whose responsibility is it? And so, we have found that the pilot counties under the SNAP initiative were able to, support a navigator through a partner agency, or perhaps through, a subcontractor who was able to then hire a navigator. So we do understand this is, work that may not already be existing within staffing, but could be maybe fulfilled through a partner agency. Students are also a good resource. And we have seen, at least one county be able to provide the support through their CalFresh Healthy Living staff. As well as, really partnering with the WIC program, who oftentimes has WIC staff out there promoting the programs. And providing some nutrition education activities. Will technical support be able to help a non-participating market enroll so as to be able to accept benefits and implement market match? So I think that technical support really can come from, so being able to have a market offer CalFresh benefits as well as market match. So I think that technical support can be provided by, we can look into the Ecology Center to provide some support around that. I think our team really is here to provide support in implementing the initiative and working with markets that do qualify. But I know we've had we've had an experience in the past where we were able to support actually a farmer's market, become up and running to accept market match. And so we made that connection with the market and the Ecology Center, where they then were able to successfully, apply and be able to take on market match. And I know, Sophia, you had experience in that. So if there was anything to share there, that would be great.
Yeah, so for those markets that are not participating or do not have CalFresh benefits, and for them to be able to implement market match, they would have to have a year of CalFresh benefit participation to be able to, so that the Ecology Center or market match would be able to see those numbers and be able to provide market match to that market. I don't recall much of the information right now, so I don't want to, give wrong answers to this, but I can definitely look up the process that the market went through and follow up with that information.
Thank you, Sophia. And I'm just scrolling through the meeting chat, and if there's anything that came in the Q&A, Joe, please let us know. Okay. The senior farmers market season is very busy for Department of Aging for San Bernardino County. I believe we have a divide is getting the information out to the seniors as to where they can obtain the coupons and the certified market list. Is there any advertisement that can be provided to us to distribute before we approach the distribution season? How do we find out if somebody kind of has a navigator? So Brianna, is the question around promotional materials around farmers market initiative and the market match program? If so, those materials are available and can be distributed as soon as you're able to download and print them out or share them out electronically. And Nancy, how does a market enroll to accept CFO? Can I ask what CFO is? CalFresh Outreach Benefits, got it, okay. So I think that question I would have to take back to the Ecology Center to see how they can except CFO. We will follow up on that, Nancy.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, Stephanie, there is an application that the farmers market has to submit and in alliance with the vendors at the market, and if they want to be in that process of offering CalFresh for their produce. So it kind of comes with a coordination within the farmers market vendors to be able to offer those services for CalFresh. I know that there was a market that previously had only some vendors have the electronic EBT slider card, and so they were able to offer that to their clients, to the customers, but not everybody at the market offered it. So it kind of comes with having the market together, formulating a plan to see if the vendors are interested in it, and then applying as a market for CalFresh benefits. But we'll definitely follow up with more information on how to do that application.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Monica. She dropped into the chat here. She works for the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program statewide, and says that you can contact your county's local area agency on aging, SFNP, to contact to find out where they will be distributing program benefits. Thank you for that. And thanks for that link. Awesome. Thank you. Does market match expire? How often does a new application need to be submitted to continue the program? I'm not sure on that, Alan. And we'll get back to you with with more information. I'm not sure how long those applications are for when they do receive market match, but we can check with Ecology Center. Lorena asked for a level 1 partnership. Could we distribute promotional materials to our local partners, such as CBOs or school districts? Yes, you can do that. Would this then be reported using a tracking log?
So I can come off mute for a second, Stephanie. You can track that effort through the tracking log, Lorena, but additional reporting would come from your state implementing agency in terms of anything that you'd need to report into pairs, and that information is forthcoming. But a tracking log could be a way for you and your staff to kind of keep track of the efforts going on throughout the season.
Thank you, Emily. Well, I do want to thank you all for your participation. It's been an active group with your questions. I appreciate the questions and comments, and do want to encourage you all to, when those office hours come up and become available, to sign up for those, and we can provide additional support and resources. And for now, that ends our presentation today. Thank you again for joining, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.